Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Belar. Spider, how fucking good was that, mate?
It was unbelievable. I was excited. It was a tight fight. I was worried for a second because sometimes John ain't had the rub of the green sometimes in the past when he's performed, and I was just like hoping he didn't have a bad night again. So scorecards was close, but I'm glad he got the win. I'm happy for him. Beat two-time world champion.
Well, you know what? It's one of them. Like looking online, some people say draw, some say 7-5 Ryder, some say 7-5 Jacobs. So I know there'll be people out there screaming, he shouldn't have got it, this and that. But it's one of them. It's one of them goes either way. I know it's kind of a cliche saying, but it's a goes either way, isn't it?
Because he won. Like Jacobs was nicking a lot of the early rounds, and then Ryder came into it on the late rounds. But I feel like Ryder won his rounds more convincingly in terms of like there's times where Jacobs looked a bit hurt. And not at any time that John looked hurt. He was getting nicked certain times early on. He wasn't busy early in the rounds, but when he won his rounds, he won convincingly. And Jacobs looked like he was fading a little bit down the stretch, and John come on strong. So it was a tight fight. Jacobs nicked a few early. John won the later rounds, and I think the scorecards reflected what sort of fight it was. I can't call a robbery in that.
Yeah, no, definitely not robbery. Like I said, a close fight. What does it say about John and I suppose the corner team as well, Tony and the boys? What does it say about their sort of mental strength? Because coming in, say halfway through the fight, John was behind, and you could argue perhaps he'd lost 4 or 5 rounds going into the corner. So when you're going back to the corner, that deep down potentially on the scorecard, it shows a lot about the mental strength to come out and then dominate the next half of the fight.
Yeah, because I was like getting frustrated. I see, I'm not John, because I know John has more gears. I know he has more. I know he's very fit. So I'm getting anxious on my seat. Like, John, start going through your gears. But the corner stayed calm. Tony's a very calm man, as everyone knows already. John's laid back as well. So I think he just knew that he was going to come on strong. He probably stuck to the game plan, and it happened. So it was times, as I said, he looked like he was going to get. He hurt Jacobs. I'm just happy for him.
Yeah, you talk about how calm the corner is. It must be the most calm corner in the whole of boxing. John is laid back, and Tony is not the most laid back geezer on the planet.
On the planet, so that's a proper laid back corner with the two of them. So it's just like, John, you bound 2 rounds here, mate. It's like, oh, am I?
There was no urgency to think I was down after 6, and I was like, really? And then I think of the corner and think, yeah, of course I won't, because Tony was in it.
So, yeah, but you know what it is? It's good sometimes not to panic when you're in the corner, because if you panic and you go out there, that's how you make mistakes and you get caught with shots. So it's good that he stayed professional, stayed calm in the corner. And I'm just happy for him.
Obviously, we've seen Danny Jacobs. He's been at the top of the game for 8 to 10 years. So we've pretty much seen every single one of his fights over the last decade. From what you've seen of Danny Jacobs and what he brought tonight, did you anything you expected, didn't expect from Danny?
Nah, I watched his last fight against Rosado, and he looked like he's at that performance. You know, he's made a lot of money. He's won 2 world titles, and there's not a lot of fighters who can stay ambitious and stay at the top of their game for a long time. You know, people see the likes of like the Floyds, the Crawfords and Canelos and that, who's dominating at the top level, making money, and they just expect every fighter's like that. Some fighters are just satisfied with what they've achieved, and sometimes they might feel like they've reached their ceiling, and Jacobs might be at that stage where he's achieved what he needs to achieve and got the money in the bank, and it kind of shows his performance if you look at him a few years back to like this fight or the Rosado fight, which he did actually perform better tonight than he did against Gabriel Rosado. A lot better, to be honest. But yeah, I think he should. I think he's at the tail end of his career now.
Yeah. Mad though, isn't it? Yeah. Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez, John Ryder. It's true though. It is. It is.
I wouldn't mind if I was John to put my name in that list. You know, you're like, you know, only me, Canelo, and Canelo, and Golovkin.
He's lost 4 times now, but I can't wrap my brains to the other one.
That's what happened. I was thinking earlier, I was like, Canelo, Golovkin, and...
I'm the one who's going to get ripped for this because I should know this. But whatever. The only thing that matters is the most recent one, and that's Johnny fucking Ryder.
Always knows boxing. I'm going to put him on the spot. Who is the last one who beat Jacobs? He's lost 3 times. Golovkin, Canelo, and...
He lost one to the undefeated guy who had to retire early in his career years ago.
We'll look this up. But meanwhile, John Ryder is in that list, so it doesn't really matter. That's the only one that matters.
All you need to know is he's with Canelo and Golovkin. That's what's important right now. Golovkin, Canelo, and Ryder is the guys who beat Jacobs. The other guy, let's pretend we don't remember.
He's only lost 3 times. Shall I put a scenario forward to you? Canelo wants to fight in the UK. He fights John Ryder. He fights at the O2 Arena. And on the undercard is you and Joshua Buatsi.
That would sound good.
I don't want to talk about that fight quickly. Just I mean, I don't know. Everyone's been talking about it online. What's the latest?
There's strong talks. I've left it down to my team. His team's obviously doing their part for him. My team does my part for his. I saw Eddie's interview the other day saying that the negotiations was going well and it could potentially happen. So I'm sure everyone's excited and fingers crossed and thinking, oh, maybe this will happen. So hopefully.
If you listen to Eddie Canelo on the card, sweet crazy.
Oh, they've got a mat on the card. Come on, we'll be the stars of the show.
Oh no, we got the answer. Hold on, we've got.
It was Pirog.
Oh, Dimitri Pirog.
Yeah.
Dimitri Pirog. Dimitri Pirog.
See, I told you, this is the knowledge of boxing right now. He knows. Get involved. He knows his boxing. To be honest,
Do
when I
you?
was studying the
I feel like
boxing
my job is under threat now. I haven't got you on camera. Is that okay?
Yeah, well, they call me the master aficionado. Yes, big up to the master knowledge and the master genius, but I'm the master aficionado. When you're ready, guys, make sure you head over to Fight Fan TV Live, get all the latest and greatest and all that great information on
Do you know what?
boxing.
I'll be honest. When I was boxing, I was coming through. He's actually the one who brought me back into boxing when I stopped boxing. And he was the first one to give me the Mayweather box set before anyone knew Mayweather, who I studied. And he actually is the one who actually gave me the link to watch Mayweather way before the Hatton days and etc. So yeah, he was my plug.
It's a good shout out, isn't it? Couple of minutes in the bank, mate. Sweet boys. Craig. Love.